Hello everyone and welcome again to my How to Education channel. As I promised you on Wednesday, today we're starting with how to ace finance present and future values of multiple cash flows. After watching this video, don't forget to leave me your feedback. The last finance lectures before the summer tackled the present and future value of a single cash flow of money. For this chapter, we are still dealing with the time value of money, but now, instead of a single cash flow, there will be multiple cash flows at different timings. For now, these cash flows will be different from each other. We will speak about multiple equal cash flows next week. Before starting, let us recap two valuation formulas. The future value of a single cash flow of money, which is equal to PV times 1 plus R to the power T, such that PV is the present value, R is the interest rate, and T is the time period. And the present value of a single cash flow of money, which is future value over 1 plus R to the power T, such that FV is the future value of this cash flow, R is the interest rate, and T is the time period. Let's imagine that you signed up for a 3-year course with an immediate start. Payment is to be made annually. In order to pay for it, you will make 3 bank deposits. One of these at exactly 1 year from today, the other at exactly 2 years from today, and the last at exactly 3 years from today. Given that R is 10%, how much will this course be worth at the end of the 3 years, given that you have to pay $200 at the end of the first year, $300 at the end of the second year, and $1,000 at the end of the third year? In order to answer this, we need to find the future value of each deposit separately and add the answers. That is, the amount of $200 was deposited at the end of the first year. From the end of the first year until the end of the third year, there are 2 years. Thus, T is 2. As per the given, R is 0.1 and PV is 200. Therefore, future value of the first deposit equals to 200 times 1.1 to the power 2, which is $242. The amount of $300 was deposited at the end of the second year. From the end of the second year until the end of the third year, there is 1 year. Thus, T is 1. As per the given, R is 0.1 and PV is 300. Therefore, future value of the second deposit equals to 300 times 1.1 to the power 1, which is 330. The amount of $1,000 was deposited at the end of the third year. The trick here is that from the end of the third year until the end of the third year, the time is 0. Thus, T is 0. As per the given, R is 0.1 and PV is 1,000. Therefore, future value of the third deposit equals to 1,000 times 1.1 to the power 0, which is 1,000 times 1, which is 1,000. Finally, this course will be worth 242 plus 330 plus 1,000, which is $1,572 at the end of the 3 years. Another example. Suppose that you have made a certain investment at a 10% interest rate, which will give you a certain return every year for 5 years. The first return is that of $300 to be received at exactly 1 year from now. The second return is that of $700 to be received at exactly 2 years from now. The third return is that of $850 to be received at exactly 3 years from now. The fourth is that of $1,000 to be received at exactly 4 years from now. The last return is that of $1,100 to be received at exactly 5 years from now. Nevertheless, due to some problem, you cannot wait all these 5 years and need to negotiate in order to receive back your money today. How much would you receive if this negotiation works out? In order to answer this, we need to find the present value of each return separately and add the answers. That is, the amount of $300 was supposed to be received at the end of the first year. From the end of the first year back to today, there is 1 year. Thus, t equals 1. As per the given, r is 0.1 and future value is 300. Therefore, present value of the first deposit equals to 300 over 1.1 to the power 1, which is $272.72. The amount of $700 was supposed to be received at the end of the second year. From the end of the second year all the way back to today, there are 2 years. Thus, t is 2. As per the given, r is 0.1 and future value is 700. Therefore, present value of the second deposit equals to 700 over 1.1 squared, which is $578.51. The amount of $850 was supposed to be received at the end of the third year. From the end of the third year all the way back to today, there are 3 years. Thus, t is 3. As per the given, r is 0.1 and future value is 850. Therefore, present value of the third deposit equals to 850 over 1.1 to the power 3, which is $638.62. The amount of 1,000 was supposed to be received at the end of the fourth year. From the end of the fourth year back to today, there are 4 years. Thus, t is 4. As per the given, r is 0.1 and future value is 1,000. Therefore, present value equals 1,000 over 1.1 to the power 4, which is $683. The amount of 1,100 was supposed to be received at the end of the fifth year. From the end of the fifth year all the way back to today, there are 5 years. Thus, t is 5. As per the given, r is 0.1 and future value is 1,100. Therefore, present value equals 1,100 over 1.1 to the power 5, which is 683. Finally, if the negotiation works out and I receive all the value today, I would receive 272.72 plus 578.51 plus 638.62 plus 683 plus 683, which is approximately $2,856. Note that this lecture was shorter than the rest as it was intended to be a recap of everything we did in finance before the summer vacation, together with the introduction to multiple cash flows. We will continue with a more in-depth coverage of multiple cash flows and an introduction to annuities next week. This is it for now, but if you have reached the end of this video, it is because the content is helpful to you somehow. If this is the case, then don't forget to give your friends and acquaintances the opportunity to have access to it by liking, commenting, and sharing this video, and by subscribing and joining the channel. As mentioned before, we will continue with How to Ace Finance, Future Value of Multiple Equal Cash Flows, an Introduction to Annuity, next Friday. But before that, I will see you all on the weekend with my personal experience account on how I started learning German. Thank you so much.